This is a remake of a video I did a while back on this NACS to CCS1 adapter. I went to a Tesla place and did a charge and all that, and everything worked just fine. I could not get this thing to release. I pushed on this as hard as I possibly could, and it absolutely would not release. And what it turned out to be is the little catch here, as you can see there, it wasn't retracting far enough, so if I slide this through here now, it doesn't catch, where before it was catching, and I pulled like crazy, couldn't get it off. Finally, I pushed on this as hard as I possibly could, and it came out. And I had to have this stuck in the car so I could get really good leverage at it. And I did some internet searching and found out that there's other people that have this problem. So what I did, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat what I did here, took this real small screwdriver. You can use a nail or something. There's a little roll pin right here, which I gave it a tap, and you can see it's coming out the other end there. There we go. So I got the pin all the way out. It's a lot longer than I thought it was, and this lever should just right out of there. And there's a little micro switch here. What that does is when you squeeze this to release the Tesla adapter, it instantly kills the power. It signals the unit to shut down. Otherwise, it'll happen, especially if you're using this on a car that draws 150 amps or more. You get arcing in here. You basically act like a welder. So what this does is it kills the current flow, so when you pull this out, there's no arc. The spring that was in there is this one, and this is like the front springs on a Mack truck. You can barely push it together. So what I did is I just took a ballpoint pen, cut this to about a 1/2 inch, and you can see that's quite a bit better. And that sits right here. There's a little peg it sits on. So that sits right on that peg like that. And I very carefully have to set this back on here. And there's a little pointy thing right there that goes into the spring. So this is kind of a little balancing act here to get this all together. Just like that. So then I'll put the pin back in. The real trick here is getting it started. Then I can take a Phillips screwdriver, just put a Phillips screwdriver right on this thing. And then this one. And there you go. So it's got a light spring, just enough to get that latch back up in there, and should be easy to extract it. So that's really all that's to it. It's a minor repair. The way I ground it off, I should have mentioned that. I've got a little 3-inch bench grinder. I just ground it off with that. But once you get it out, you can take a file or you can run it on sandpaper, anything just to get it so that when it's all the way down like that, it does not protrude up through the opening, and you're good to go. You don't want to go too far. You still want it to, make sure it hangs onto the Tesla cable. But that's pretty much all that's to it. So hopefully that'll do the trick for you. I'm going to go ahead and post this video. I'm not going to replace the other one, but I'm going to make sure that this one references a better version of doing it. The first one was kind of a band-aid job, just a temporary fix. This is a permanent fix. So if you like this information, why don't you give me the thumbs and the subscribe and all that happy stuff, and I'll like you a lot better. Okay, we'll catch you later.